The power in you presents the best motivational quotes, parables, and stories that will help you in life. Everyone creates a certain psychological security without realizing that security is their prison. Osho. Most people don't really want freedom because it implies responsibility, and responsibility scares most people. Sigmund Freud. We know so little about our souls. Here we act like people who don't know how to brush their teeth. Andrei Tarkovsky. Happiness does not depend on external conditions. It depends on the conditions of the internal order. You are happy or unhappy not because of what you have, and not because of who you are, where you are, or what you do. Your state is determined by what you think about all of this. Dale Carnegie. When a person grows up in an aggressive environment, he or she usually does not develop a holistic image of themselves. He or she unconsciously draws destructive conclusions about oneself as a bad person. Therefore, because of this attitude, a person has a lot of doubts about his or her feelings and views. Moreover, a person begins to treat himself in the same way as the environment in which he grew up. He projects all of this onto others, expecting them to look down on him and speculating for them that they will look down on him and be hostile to him. Trust in others begins with trust in oneself, with gaining a holistic view of oneself, and with acceptance and love for oneself. The power is in you. Feed not the body, but the soul. When the soul is happy, bread falls on the table easily. When the soul is dying of exhaustion, then the body does not need any bread. I am not teaching you anything. I am only holding a lantern for you to see better, and whether you want to see is up to you. The power is in you. Never continue to accumulate unlived moments around you. Otherwise you will become nothing. Osho. If you go to thinking, take your heart with you. If you go to love, take your head with you. Love is dangerous without thinking, and thinking is empty without love. Carl Jung. Self-knowledge is possible only in deep solitude. Moments of loneliness are very valuable. Don't see loneliness as suffering. Instead, draw strength from it to realize even better the wealth of abilities that each of us can develop. The power is in you. You need to love what you do, and then labor. Even the most brutal is elevated to creativity. Maxim Gorky. If a person thinks that he or she has no strength to endure or tolerate something, it is an illusion of the mind. All trials are always within our power. It seems to the mind that there is no more strength, because it sabotages and broadcasts the illusion of lack of energy. In this case, you should listen to your heart. It always contains what a person needs to live. It is love. Love is always fulfilling. It has a resource and a divine spark that gives life. Human strength is always enough for any test, which comes from above and for passing any lesson. This is how the strength of the spirit is tested, namely, to the extent that a person can trust space. They can trust themselves and their heart. The power is in you. A person with the highest strength of mind corrects the inner to control the outer. A person with lower strength of mind corrects the external to calm the internal. Lao Tzu. You were born with pure opportunity and potential for growth. Osho. The fear of being alone is felt by those who do not feel their inner integrity. Therefore, being in such a state, a person goes into relationships or activities out of deficiency. Any activity can lead to burnout. All this will be the result of the manifestation of a motive based on feelings of duty, need, guilt, fear, need for approval, distrust of oneself and one's world. These motives take hold when a person is unaware of and ignores their desires, replacing them with formal actions aimed at covering up emotional pain, but with its healing. The universal remedy for codependency and burnout is sincere and pure self-love. That is, an open and honest dialogue with oneself, as well as the realization of what the soul asks for, without judgment, rejection, or criticism. The power is in you. When we create peace, harmony, and balance in our minds, we will find it in our lives. Louise, I stupidly lived in thoughtless indifference and watched without regret as the hours and days passed irrevocably into eternity, of which each moment was an irretrievable piece of youth and life. I was moving like a soulless mechanism, getting up on time, going to work, doing my job automatically, buying bread and eggs, going back to work, and sleeping. Although not all of my hours went by like that. 1 hour or half an hour out of 100 went differently. Then I thought about this. Why is this so? Why did the Lord leave you? Why is your youth slipping away from you? Why are you like a dead man? I realized more and more clearly the stupid insensitivity of my cowardly existence. I was afraid of what I had become, and I was glad to see that although consciousness was slowly returning to me, my state was very similar to that of a long sleep, and now, having woken up again, I was looking with curiosity at the world around me, looking around it with my eyes and comprehending everything anew. Hermann Hesse, if you are crazy enough to do what you love, you are doomed to live a life of meaning. Power to you. The world may not be saved, but you can always save an individual. Joseph Trotsky. Dear friends, even more useful information that can change your life for the better will be in our Telegram channel, which is in the description below this video. So be sure to go and subscribe. And of course, subscribe to the channel right now and leave a comment and like it so that as many people as possible can see this video. And thank you to everyone who supports the channel financially to improve the content for you. The bank for replenishment and all the details will be in the description below this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.